Okay. See, once again, before I already discussed about what is a light emitting diode. Light emitting diode is nothing but, once again, I repeated my topic. What is a LED? LED stands for light emitting diode, and the basic points which are uh, before going to construction and working, we have to study. We have to discuss about the basic points. Okay, it is a two-terminal device and referred as a light emitting diode, and LEDs are used to emit light. Okay, so LEDs are used to emit light, and LEDs are working under forward bias condition. Okay, and it is in operating in reverse bias condition. What will be happen? It is working in under reverse bias condition. It is works look like a normal PN junction diode. Okay, so it is working as a normal diode, a normal PN junction diode actually. PN junction diode. PN junction diode. Okay, so LEDs are working under forward bias condition every time because we are consider P type and N type both materials are heavily doped. So these are heavily doped PN junction materials. So come to next page. So the principle, working principle behind on LED. So now we are discussing about the working principles of LED. So LEDs are maximum, it is converted electrical energy or signal into a light signal or light energy, whatever it may be. So always finally, if the recombination, once the electron hole recombination takes place, some of the electrons they are emitted some energy. Okay, so that energy is called light energy. Okay, next, logic symbol of LED. So this is the logic symbol of LED. It is look like a PN junction diode. Okay, and P type material is always connected to anode, and N type material is connected to cathode. Okay, so therefore this terminal is called anode terminal and this terminal is called cathode terminal. The only difference between PN junction diode and LEDs are only this arrow marks. Okay, the arrow indicates for light emitting. So this is the logic symbol of LED. Okay, so come to next page. Next, structure of LED. Okay, so in structure of LED, we are actually market lo dorke LEDs anni ikkada manam chustunnamanటే ఓకేనా, మార్కెట్ లో మనకి డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ LEDs దొరుకుతాయి. LEDs అన్ని కూడా మనం ఎక్కువగా లైటింగ్ పర్పస్ కి వాటి కింద వాడతాం, రిమోట్ కంట్రోల్స్ లో ఉండే స్విచ్చింగ్ డివైసెస్ కింద వాటి కింద. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద స్ట్రక్చర్ ఆఫ్ LED రైట్ నౌ? సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ I'll draw the structure. See. So first of all, LEDs are having some base, this is nothing but base. Okay, so this is nothing but base. Okay, so in this base we are connecting two terminals. Okay, that terminal is, first terminal is anode terminal. This is anode terminal. And the second one is cathode. See, please remember everybody, the bigger terminal is called anode terminal and the shortest terminal is called cathode terminal. Okay, so after that anode is connected to one P-type material. P-type material. And cathode is connected to N-type material. Listen carefully. What I am drawing here is the yellow color indicates a type of materials. This is a P-type material, this is an N-type material, and the both P-type and N-type material is joined by a small wire. It's a connection. Otherwise, take small difference. Once again, I'll draw the diagram clear. Okay, see, okay, so this is a p-type material, this is an n-type material, and this p-type and n-type material is joined by a small, is connected by a small wire. Okay, and finally a and this p-type and n-type materials are covered by a transparent coating. This is called transparent coating. Okay, so this is a p-type material, and this is an n-type material, and this is a base. Okay, and this is anode, this is anode terminal, anode, and this is a cathode terminal. Okay, and this is a transparent cover, transparent cover. Okay, and this is a p-type and n-type material. So finally, what will be happen if it is operating under forward bias condition? The p-type and n-type material, some of the holes in the p-type material will cross the junction and reaches to n-type material, and some of the electrons in the n-type material will cross the junction and reaches to p-type material. Finally, electron hole recombination takes place. Once electron hole recombination takes place, then the current, then the diode will be conducted, then the diode will be on state. So but in LEDs, the output current will convert it into some electrical energy. So that electrical energy always indicates in this direction. So these are emitting a light in outside. So that emitting light will be visible by using this transparent curve. Okay, it's a transparent cover. Inside this transparent curve, optical vicinity ni manaki perfect ga చూపించడానికి యూజ్ అవుతుంది. Okay, so this is the structure of LED. Okay, understand everybody? So this is a p-type material. Remember, the p-type material is always connected to anode terminal only, and the n-type material is always connected to cathode terminal. So because cathode is a negative potential, this is a negative potential, and this is a positive potential. Now positive is given to positive means, negative is given to negative means it is suitable for reverse, suitable for forward bias. Okay, LED is only operating in forward bias condition. Okay, so next working condition. Next working condition. Now working of LED. Okay, I already explained simple, structure, and working. Okay, so working of LED. Before going to working, I have to explain a small concept actually. Okay, if we are cleared about this small concept, after that we will discuss about what is the working of LED. Understand? So before going to explain, I will tell a small concept. Okay, so before going to explain, I will tell you a small concept. Okay, so this is very useful for understanding of LED working. See, generally silicon and germanium, you know that silicon and germanium as a semiconductor materials, generally we are considered to construct any PN junction diode, these semiconductors we can use. Okay, silicon or germanium, because the silicon and germanium both are tetravalent group elements. Okay, so these are tetravalent group elements generally. So what is the band gap of silicon conductor? Band gap, the energy band gap of silicon is energy band gap of silicon is 0.7 electron volt. Similarly, energy band gap of germanium is Eg is equal to 0.4 electron volt. So this is actually the energy band gap. What is the energy band gap? That is nothing but conduction band and valency band. The minimum gap between conduction and valency band is called energy band gap. Okay, energy band gap means it is a minimum energy gap, because every material having some energy gap, so minimum gap between conduction and valency band. So that minimum gap is called energy band gap. Okay, so energy band gap of silicon is 0.7 electron volt, and energy band gap of germanium is 0.4 electron volt. So this value is only theoretical value. This is an ideal semiconductor. So silicon, if you construct any p-n junction diode by using silicon semiconducting material, the the current conduction will be start after 0.7 electron volt. Okay, before 0.7 electron volt, there is no current conduction in the silicon type semiconductors. But the silicon type semiconductors, you are manufactured a p-n junction diode by using the silicon semiconductor devices. Okay, so after 0.7 electron volt, the current conduction will be start. Before 0.7, it is not conducted. Okay, similarly, if you construct any p-n junction diode by using germanium semiconductors, the energy band gap of germanium conductor is 0.4 electron volts. After crossing 0.4 electron volts, the current conduction will be start. So before 0.4 electron volt, the current conduction was not started. Okay, understand? But these are the ideal p-n junction values. This is the ideal values of semiconductor materials like silicon and germanium. But practically, if you see in practical diode, p-n junction diode, it will conduct around 0.4 electron volt. But practically in germanium p-n junction diode, it will conduct around 0.1 electron volt something. Okay, so whatever it may be, it's not our right now. We are not discussing about p-n junction diode. But I'll tell you the concept whether silicon and germanium both are used for constructing of any p-n junction diode. Okay, see, actually silicon and germanium both are tetravalent group elements. Okay, so tetravalent group elements. How the hole is created in p-type material, how the electron is created in n-type material. See, I'll simply tell you by using this silicon and germanium, I'll constructed majority charge carriers, how the majority charge carriers formed in any materials like p-type or n-type materials. Okay, first of all, you will consider a silicon. Silicon is a tetra element. Tetra group element means it in outermost configuration of silicon is a 4 electrons. Okay, so 4 electrons is continuously, they are doing some revolutions. Okay, so this is 1 electron, this is 1 electron, this is 1 electron, this is 1 electron. Okay, so the silicon having 4 electrons, tetra, because tetra group element. This tetra group element is doped by any trivalent. Okay, so trivalent impurities. If you added tetravalent group elements into trivalent impurities, then what will be happen? Because tri means 3. Now 3 electrons are bounded with these 3 electrons, and one hole is vacant because there is no conduction. Okay, so therefore finally we will having a hole. Okay, so therefore hole is created. Okay, so tetravalent is doped with the trivalent, we will get finally hole is created. So majority of holes are the whole majority is increasing. Those type of materials are called p-type materials. Okay, and similarly the silicon 4 electrons are right now doped with pentavalent impurities. If you added a pentavalent impurities to trivalent impurities, then we will create an electron. Okay, electron will be created. Okay, so these type of Majority of electrons are there, then these type of materials called n-type. Understand? So how the holes are created in p-type material, how the electrons are created n-type materials means we are doping with any impurities like silicon and germanium both are tetravalent. So if a trivalent impurities are added to tetravalent, we can create a hole, that is a p-type material will be formed. Like if you dope with any pentavalent impurities to tetravalent impurity, then electron will be created. So the majority of electrons are there, those type of materials are called n-type materials. So p-type materials will be formed by 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 adding the impurities like trivalent, and n-type materials will be formed by the adding of pentavalent impurities like pentavalent impurities. Penta means it's a 5 electrons, tri means it is a 3 electrons, 5 and 3. So 4 plus 3, one vacant state is there because these are 4, these are 3. One pole is will be vacant. Similarly, 5 and 4, one excess of electron is there. So these are electrons are created. Those type of materials are n-type material. So therefore, generally silicon and germanium, both these type of semiconductors will be given output current into heat energy actually. Okay. So see next page, I'll tell you all these things. Please take screenshot. Please respond me. Everybody understand or not? Please, please everybody tell me. Please message me. Everybody understand or not? Please. Please everybody message me. If anybody is not understand, please message me. No problem. I'll tell you. Please everybody understand or not? Please respond me. Everybody understand or not? Please message me. If anyone having any doubt, okay, I'll explain once again. Okay, once again I explain all the, again I'll explain, but I'll take before I'll take attendance. Once wait students. See, I'm not explaining right now working of LED. I'm just before going to working of before I explain working of LED, I want to tell you some general topic actually, a small topic. I can explain a small topic. If you understand this general topic, then you will easily understand what is the working of LED. Understand? So in general topic, I'll consider if everybody know very well. ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి తెలుసండి సిలికాన్ జర్మేనియం అనేది ఎక్కువగా పిఎన్ జంక్షన్ డయోడ్స్ తయారు చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేసే ఒక మెటీరియల్స్ అని ఓకేనా సిలికాన్ జర్మేనియం మనకి ఎక్కువగా యూజ్ చేస్తాం సెమీ కండక్టర్ డివైసెస్ ని తయారు చేయడానికి కానీ నేనేం చెప్తున్నానంటే సెమీ కండక్టర్ డివైసెస్ తయారు చేసేటప్పుడు సిలికాన్ కానీ జర్మేనియం కానీ ఉండే బ్యాండ్ గ్యాప్ ఎంత 0.7 ఎలక్ట్రాన్ వోల్ట్ సిమిలర్లీ 0.4 ఎలక్ట్రాన్ వోల్ట్ ఫర్ జర్మేనియం so silicon and germanium both are tetravalent group elements and I means silicon and germanium having a 4 electrons in outermost configuration actually so that if you consider any semiconductor devices like silicon or germanium whatever it may be the outermost configuration having 4 electrons 2 electrons so ఈ మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఈ జర్మేనియం ని ఒక ట్రైవలెంట్ ఇంప్యూరిటీస్ తో మీరు యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది మీకు ఒక హోల్ అనేది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది ఒక హోల్ అనేది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది దాన్ని మనం పీ టైప్ మెటీరియల్స్ గా ఫామ్ చేస్తాం అంటే హోల్స్ ఎక్కువ క్రియేట్ అయితే దాన్ని పీ టైప్ మెటీరియల్ అంటాం సిమిలర్లీ ఒక ట్రైవలెంట్ టెట్రావలెంట్ గ్రూప్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కి పెంటావలెంట్ ఇంప్యూరిటీస్ యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎలక్ట్రాన్ అనేది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది దాన్ని మనం ఎన్ టైప్ మెటీరియల్స్ అంటాం ఓకేనా సో నేను ఇప్పటి వరకు చెప్పింది ఇదే ఏం చెప్పాను సిలికాన్ అండ్ జర్మేనియం వీఆర్ కన్సిడర్ ఫర్ maximum silicon and germanium those two materials are used for construction of p-n junction diodes okay and these two materials are tetravalent group elements generally now these tetravalent group element is added by any impurities like trivalent then hole will be created so excess of holes will be created those type of materials are called p-type materials excess of electrons will be created aithe so those type of materials are called n-type materials okay so next page I'll explain right see generally manaki previous ga telisindi enti for suppose silicon gaani germanium gaani manam use chesavante aa materials ni ante for suppose ఈ రెండింటితో మనం ఒక సెమీ కండక్టర్ డివైసెస్ తయారు చేసాం సెమీ కండక్టర్ డివైసెస్ అండ్ సెమీ కండక్టర్ డివైసెస్ తయారు చేస్తే ఈ సెమీ కండక్టర్ డివైస్ అంటే నథింగ్ బట్ సెమీ కండక్టర్ డివైసెస్ ఆర్ డయోడ్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ డయోడ్స్ సెమీ కండక్టర్ డయోడ్స్ if you manufacture any semiconductor diodes by using silicon and germanium material the output current converts into heat energy okay na so there while the p-n junction diodes are not emitting any light means the output current is always converted into heat energy understand heat energy so ఇది heat energy ని మాత్రమే ఫామ్ చేయగలదు ఎలాంటి లైట్ ఎనర్జీని ఫామ్ చేయలేదు సో అందుకనే LEDs మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ లో మనం సిలికాన్ జర్మేనియం సెమీ కండక్టర్స్ ని యూజ్ చేయట్లేదు సో because only the reason is the silicon and germanium semiconductors their output always shows in terms of heat energy okay so but మనకి ఇక్కడికి ఏం కావాలి లైట్ ఎమిట్ అవ్వాలి అంటే ఫోటాన్స్ అనేవి ఎజెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి ఆ మెటల్ నుంచి so now photons elect అయితే that photons create electric current now that photons are electric create connect చేస్తే but అది higher conduction energy నుండి lower conduction energy కి ట్రావెల్ అయినప్పుడు that will emits some light energy understand so that's why I have to use some special semiconductor devices I am using special semiconductor devices special semiconductor devices what are they like gallium sorry small a gallium arsenide, gallium phosphide, gallium arsenide, phosphide. So these three materials are a special semiconductor devices. Okay, so by using this type of materials, we will construct some special LEDs. Okay, so maximum gallium phosphide is used for construction of LED, because these semiconductor devices always shows their output current is in the form of light energy, in the form of light energy. Okay, so semiconductor devices ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో సిలికాన్ జర్మేనియం అవి ఎప్పుడు కూడా అవుట్పుట్ కరెంట్ అనేది కన్వర్టెడ్ ఇంటూ హీట్ ఎనర్జీ. బట్ నేనేం చేస్తున్నానంటే now I will construct LEDs by using this type of semiconductor devices. These also semiconductor devices only, but these are a semiconductor compounding materials. Okay, semiconductor compound materials అంటారు వీటిని. డైరెక్ట్ సెమీకండక్టర్స్ కాదు ఇవి. These are compound materials. Okay, so these are semiconductors. These are semiconductor compound materials. It's very important. Okay, semiconductor compound materials. By using these semiconductor compound materials, we can construct those type of special diodes. Okay, so LEDs is a special diode actually. So we can use this type of semiconducting compound materials. So these semiconductor compound materials will show their output current is always in the form of light energy. So why the LEDs are constructing these type of semiconductor materials, you can understand. మనకి జర్మేనియం కానీ సిలికాన్ కానీ అవుట్పుట్ కరెంట్ అనేది ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ హీట్ ఎనర్జీలోకి ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా, సో ఇలా ఉండడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది అంటే వీటిని మనం లైట్ ఎమిటింగ్ పర్పస్ కి వాడలేము. కాబట్టి కొన్ని స్పెషల్ సెమీకండక్టర్ డివైసెస్ వాడాలి. అవి గ్యాలియం ఆర్సెనైడ్ కానీ గ్యాలియం ఫాస్ఫైడ్ కానీ గ్యాలియం ఆర్సెనైడ్ ఫాస్ఫైడ్, గ్యాలియం ఆర్సెనైడ్, గ్యాలియం ఫాస్ఫైడ్, గ్యాలియం ఆర్సెనైడ్ ఫాస్ఫైడ్. ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ యొక్క అవుట్పుట్ కరెంట్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ హీట్ లైట్ ఎనర్జీలో ఉంటుంది. వీటిని మనం ప్రత్యేకంగా సెమీకండక్టర్ కాంపౌండ్ మెటీరియల్స్ అంటాం. సెమీకండక్టర్ కాంపౌండ్ మెటీరియల్స్. ఓకే, సో అండర్స్టాండ్ అండి ఎవ్రీబడి. ఇప్పుడు మనం చూద్దాం. అయితే గ్యాలియం ఆర్సెనైడ్ యూస్ చేస్తే ఏ రీజియన్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తుంది, గ్యాలియం ఫాస్ఫైడ్ ఏ రీజియన్ లో చూపిస్తుంది, ఓకే, గ్యాలియం ఆర్సెనైడ్ ఫాస్ఫైడ్ ఏ రీజియన్ లో చూపిస్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే అన్ని డయోడ్స్ మనకి లైటింగ్స్ అనేది వెలగు, అంతేనా. కొన్ని రిమోట్ కంట్రోల్స్ లో వాడతాం ఎల్ఈడీస్, ఆ రిమోట్ కంట్రోల్ లో వాడుతున్న ఎల్ఈడి లైట్ వెలగదు. ఓకేనా, బట్ ఆ లైట్ అనేది ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఇన్ విజిబుల్ రీజియన్ యాక్చువల్లీ. So we will next we will study in which region the compound material is working. Okay, so please note everybody. Next page. Come to next page. Generally, see, gallium arsenide is working in infrared region. Infrared region. Okay, so infrared region lo idi work chestadi. Infrared region means it is in not visible region. Actually infrared region means it's not invisible region. So almost all this type of semiconducting compound materials are used for remote controls. Remote controller kinda vaadtaru దీన్ని ఎక్కువగా gallium arsenide. And next compound is gallium phosphide. So it is this type of compound materials are always show their output energy in visible region. Okay, so visible region. Generally invisible region, if you using this gallium arsenide phosphide type material or gallium arsenide phosphide type semiconducting compound material, we can show the visible region as a red or green color, red or green color. Okay, and similarly gallium arsenide phosphide. This is also using for visible region only, but it shows some red or yellow color. Yellow color. Okay, so now gallium phosphide and gallium arsenide phosphide both are working in visible region only. For suppose if you construct any LED by using gallium phosphide, then it shows a red or green color. It is behaves like a red LED or green LED. And if you show gallium arsenide phosphide, if you construct any LED by using gallium arsenide phosphide material, then it will show red and yellow color, whatever it may be. So this red and yellow is depends upon the band gap. Depends upon the band gap. Okay. So if the band gap is increasing or decreasing, the color will be automatically changed. Okay. If you increase in band gap will gives red color, increase or decreasing band gap will gives yellow color. That means and also it is depends upon wavelength of incident light also. Okay, so wavelength of light also depends upon wavelength. Some wavelength of colors will be shown, and means every color having some wavelength. Okay, so depends upon that wavelength, the color will be appear. The color will be appear. So right now I am discussing about working. Okay, ఇప్పుడు నేను వర్కింగ్ వస్తాను. వర్కింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎల్ఈడి. Understand everybody? So before going to working, I'll explain these concepts actually. Okay, see these concepts I'll explain. Generally, silicon and germanium is using for is a type of material. These we are constructing PN junction diodes, normal PN junction diodes by using silicon and germanium because the output current is in the form of heat energy. So that's why these semiconductor devices are not considered as a LEDs. Okay, these are ordinary PN junction diodes. Okay, and it's a little bit intermediate concept actually. We could explain just an understanding question. Next changes on silicon and germanium అనేవి the semiconductor devices, so the output current converts into only heat energy. So using some special semiconductor devices. Now I will manufacture any LEDs by using this special type of semiconducting compound material. Semiconductor compound materials. So right now I explain the concept. See, in a construction and working of LED, I'll consider a PN junction diode first of all. Okay, so from that I am for LED, the manufacturing of LED I'm using right now gallium phosphide. Okay, so I'll construct an LED by using gallium phosphide. Okay, gallium phosphide. This is called gallium phosphide. Gallium phosphide material. Okay, so right now I'll see. I'm consider a P-type, N-type material of gallium phosphide. I'll consider a P-type material. Now, this is a P-type material. This is an N-type material. Okay, so a P-type material, a P-type semiconductor, and this is N-type semiconductor. And what are the majority charge carriers of P-type semiconductor? Holes. Okay, so holes are the majority charge carriers. Holes are the majority charge carriers in P-type semiconductor. Okay, and some of the electrons are the minority charge carriers in P region. Similarly, electrons are the majority charge carriers in N-type materials. And some of the holes are the minority charge carriers in P-type material. Okay, so if a p-type material or n-type material joined with each other, so there will be a junction formed. Okay, so this is the junction formed between p-n junction diode, because these p-type material and n-type material will joined with each other, there is a junction will be formed. So after that, if I am not giving any potential right now, okay, because I'm not applying any bias, this is in no bias condition. No bias condition. In no bias condition, what will be happen? This is the junction formed between p and type material. So this is the junction actually. Okay, now near the junction, some of the electrons will move towards to p type material. Okay, so some of the electrons I will show in white color, I will use. So some of the electrons in n type material near to this junction will cross the junction and reach to the p-type material, and similarly some of the holes in a p-type material near the junction will cross the junction and entering into n-type material. Okay, understand? So what will be happen if a p-type material, in a p-type material, the hole is crossing the junction near the junction only holes. Okay, not all, near the junction hole is crossing and reaches to n-type material. It leaves it leaves some immovable ions here. Okay, so అందువల్ల some of the electrons ఇక్కడ move అవుతున్నాయి. So again I will draw this diagram once again for understanding purpose. See, only will junction I will consider. And some of the holes near this junction will cross the and reaches to n-type material, and some of the electrons in n-type material will cross this junction near the junction. Okay, will cross this junction and reached into n-type p-type material. అంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే ఈ జంక్షన్ దగ్గర ఉండే జంక్షన్ కి దగ్గరగా ఉండే కొన్ని హోల్స్ n-type మెటీరియల్ లోకి, జంక్షన్ కి దగ్గరగా ఉండే కొన్ని n-type ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ n-type మెటీరియల్ ఏమవుతుంది, p-type కి మూవ్ అవుతుంది. ఇలా మూవ్ అవడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది, n ఇటువైపు మూవ్ అయినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ పాజిటివ్ అయాను, అలాగే ఇక్కడ హోల్ ఇటువైపు మూవ్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడ పాజిటివ్ అయాను, ఇక్కడ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఇటువైపు మూవ్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడ నెగిటివ్ అయాన్స్ క్రియేట్ అవుతాయి. కాబట్టి నియర్ ద p-type మెటీరియల్ వాట్ విల్ బి హ్యాపెన్, పాజిటివ్ అయాన్స్ అనేవి ఎంటర్ అవుతాయి. పాజిటివ్ అయాన్స్, ఓకే, పాజిటివ్ అయాన్స్. Similarly, near to junction in n-type material there are negative ions formed. So they are negative ions. Okay, understand? This is in no bias condition actually. The holes which are cross this junction and moving and enter into the p-type material, n-type material, and the electrons in n-type material will cross the junction and the p-type material. So they leave some immovable charge. A charge ఏమవుతుందండి, ఇది పాజిటివ్ చార్జ్, ఇది నెగిటివ్ చార్జ్. సో దిస్ విల్ క్రియేట్ some potential barrier. Okay, so this is called potential barrier. This is create some potential barrier. ఇది మనకు potential barrier కనిపిస్తుంది. దానివల్ల మనకి ఏమవుతుంది, depletion region అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. Depletion region. Okay, understand? So depletion region form అవుతుంది. So some of the ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, charge అనేది present అవుతుంది. This charge will create some potential barrier. So due to this potential barrier, there is a depletion region. There is formed a depletion region. Okay. So what will be happen now? I am connecting a positive terminal of the battery to the p-type material, and negative terminal of the battery is connected to n-type material. Okay, so this is negative terminal. Now it is in under forward bias condition. This is forward bias condition. Forward bias condition. Now if I am connecting a forward bias to this p-n junction layer, what will happen? The holes which are present inside the p-type material will cross this junction. Right now hole is there, okay, and electrons is there, now the hole which are present inside the p material will cross this junction and enter into n region, and some of the electrons which are present inside the n-type material will cross this junction and jump into p-type material. Okay, so what will be happen if electrons అన్ని కూడా n region లోంచి p region లోకి, holes అన్ని p region లోంచి n region లోకి ఒక్కసారిగా డ్రిఫ్టింగ్ అవుతాయి. ఇలా డ్రిఫ్ట్ అవడం వల్ల మీకు ఏమవుతుంది? కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ starts. Okay, current conduction starts. Understand? The procedure anta anta current conduction start aithe. Now in LEDs what we are studying in the principle of working principle, the current conduction, the current, okay, what we are studying in principle, it converts electrical signal into light signal. Okay, so the current conduction start avutunda. So once again we will see the conduction and valency band structures of this p-type n-type material. Okay, so next page I'll explain. See, this is a conduction band, this is a valency band. Okay, valency band. So what are the free electrons? Okay, now these free electrons are in conduction band and the free holes are present in valency band. See, ఈ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఒకసారి చూడండి మీరు వెనక్కి వెళ్ళి. ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది? సో ఎప్పుడైతే p type మెటీరియల్ n type మెటీరియల్ ఫార్వర్డ్ బైస్ కనెక్ట్ చేసామో దెన్ p type లో ఉన్న హోల్స్ అన్ని కూడా will cross the junction and reaches to n-type material, and electrons which are present inside the material will cross the junction and reaches to p-type material. Then current conduction will be start. If you see in the conduction band, so in conduction band what are the majority charge carriers are electrons. In conduction band majority charge carriers are electrons. And valency band what are the majority charge carriers? Majority charge carriers are holes. Okay, and this is the lower conduction band and this is the higher conduction band and this is a lower valency band. So for suppose if you are applying a forward bias to this situation, consider this is a forward bias condition. Under this forward bias condition the electron are a hole. So the electron from higher conduction band, the electron jumps from higher conduction band to reaches to lower valency band, then it emits a photon energy h nu. So any ఏదైనా సరే కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ వాలెన్సీ బ్యాండ్ లో మనకి ఏమవుతుంది? ఫార్వర్డ్ బైస్ అప్లై చేయగానే హైయర్ ఎనర్జీ కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ నుంచి లోవర్ వాలెన్సీ బ్యాండ్ కి ఎలక్ట్రాన్ జంప్ అయితే, ఓకే, సో ఎలక్ట్రాన్ జంప్ అయితే దాని అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? ఫోటాన్ ఎనర్జీ అనేది అక్యూములేట్ అవుతుంది. సో దిస్ ఎనర్జీ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ద ఎనర్జీ డిఫరెన్స్. సో ఇట్ క్రియేట్స్ సమ్ ఎనర్జీ యాక్చువల్లీ. ఓకే, అంటే అర్థమైందండి? కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ నుంచి హైయర్ కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ నుంచి లోవర్ కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ కి ఎలక్ట్రాన్ జంప్ అయినప్పుడు మనకి ఏమవుతుంది? ఇక్కడ లైట్ ఎనర్జీ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఫోటాన్ ఎనర్జీ. ఓకే, సో ఈ ఫోటాన్ ఎనర్జీ హెచ్ న్యూ అనేది కండక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ అవడం వల్ల, కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ అవడం వల్ల ఆ కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ ఈ కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ వాలెన్సీ బ్యాండ్ మధ్య జరుగుతుంది. సో కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ వాలెన్సీ బ్యాండ్ మధ్య జరుగుతున్న ఈ కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ మనకి ఎలా ఫైనల్ గా ఎలా వస్తుంది? అపేర్ అవుతుంది, లైట్ ఎనర్జీ కింద అపేర్ అవుతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఫోటాన్ ఎనర్జీ హెచ్ న్యూ. So this energy is equal to h nu or hc by lambda. So అర్థమైందండి, h is nothing but Planck's constant and lambda is wavelength. Okay, so understand. So right now this photon is appeared this place. Okay, this photon is appeared, right? This photon energy is appeared in the this direction, because here the potential barrier is there. Now I am consider this is a light little bit transparent material. I quoted with this is the transparent material. Through this transparent material the photons will be ejected, the photon energy will be ejected. So come to previous structure. So this is the photon energy. Okay, a p type n type material మధ్య జరిగే ఎలక్ట్రాన్ హోల్ రీకాంబినేషన్ టేక్స్ ప్లేస్ జరిగితే దాని హోల్ రీకాంబినేషన్ జరిగిన వెంటనే కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. నా కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ అనేది ఎలా జరుగుతుంది, ఫ్రమ్ హైయర్ కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ టు లోవర్ కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ జరుగుతుంది. సో హైయర్ కండక్షన్ టు లోవర్ కండక్షన్ బ్యాండ్ జరిగినప్పుడు అది కొంత ఎనర్జీని రిలీజ్ చేస్తుంది. దట్ ఎనర్జీ is nothing but photon energy. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు మీకు అర్థమైందండి ఎల్ఈడీస్ ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాయో. ఎల్ఈడీస్ అనేవి అందరికి వర్కింగ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ అర్థమైందా లేదా? సార్ మెసేజ్ చేయండి. మెసేజ్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఎవ్రీబడి? Everybody understand?